So after posting the video, Narcissistic Love, I got quite a few comments. There's one comment that struck out. Don't know why, but it did, and it's the shortest one. You have to let so many people go, with a tears emoji. And this came through, and it was very, very profound. You have to let them go. You have to release them out of your energetic body. So as empaths, we energetically entangle with narcissists. We entangle so much so that we believe we see ourselves through their eyes. Okay, we start to envision who we are. Everything depends on how they see us. Our whole entire worth, our whole entire value system starts to depend on how they see us. However they see us, we start to recognize ourselves. So if they see us as bad, horrible, ugly, not smart enough, not all that stuff, we end up believing it about ourselves. It's like as though there is no filter for us, as if we don't exist until they present us with that. That's why we desire so much for them to hear us. We desire so much to be appreciated by them. We desire so, like, we jump through hoops. We pretzel ourselves for what I like to call the peanut gallery, like the one time that a compliment will come our way, and it may not be a full compliment. It's like a compliment and a jab, but so excited. It's because we're like finding our worth through their eyes. Our value, who we are, is through their eyes. They become God. So they're like God. Now, if you're surrounded by narcissists and you've interacted with them and they're part of your daily life, like family members, friends, partners, colleagues, you haven't experienced yourself since now you're attached. So you're attached to who you are through their eyes. You perceive yourself through their perception. You only get to know who you are through them. And the saddest part is getting to know yourself and your value and your worth and your enoughness through their eyes. These are like the worst eyes to see yourself through, right? It's like you're taking like the gunkiest, most unconscious, most disattached from source beings and reflecting to yourself who you are, like getting to know who you are through the eyes of a narcissist. That's basically it. Now, what happens when you start to realize what narcissism is and you're awakened to it and you're like, okay, first of all, this is what I'm hearing to let you know. This is how you figure out if you're around a narcissist, is how you feel. When you feel less than yourself, when you kind of lose your confidence, lose your self-esteem, lose thing, and all of a sudden you're walking on eggshells, like you know the feeling. You're walking on eggshells because you don't know the consequences of being yourself would be, or how hurt you're gonna get by you being yourself. That's the most painful part of it, right? That's why you're walking on eggshells, because you don't know the consequences. You don't know when the moods fluctuate. You're waiting for the compliment. You're waiting for an appreciation. You're waiting to be seen. You're like, who am I? I cannot see myself outside of how you're perceiving me. The saddest part is you want to be perceived by the narcissist, assuming that if whatever they see you as is who you are. So projection is the perfect game for that, because everything they do, they actually project it onto you. There's an entire video on projection on our channel, and it is profound. If you watch it, you're going to, once you know it, you can't look away from it anymore. So anything they tell you, they're telling you who they truly are. Projection is the greatest way. I mean, I spent, before leaving my second covert narcissist, I was writing down everything they would say, and I would shift it. You really have to watch that video. It's called Projection, I think. They shift it, you shift it, and you start to change the language. So if they're like, you've always been selfish. You've only thought of yourself. You never think of me. I'm exhausted I'm exhausted being around you, all that. You change it to, instead of I'm exhausted being around you, you are exhausted being around me. Like, you change it to figure out what they're really doing, because they're just projecting. They're letting you know. Now, if you have no filter, you have no idea who you are. It is so easy to assume all this is about you, and because they are the eyes in which you see yourself, you will accept all the crap that's coming your way, and you'll be in argument state, and all you want is to change their mind. You can't let them go, and then you think you're madly in love. When you start to let go and release them out of your life, and I have released so many, and it was agonizing, because when you're enmeshed energetically with someone, when your perception of who you are is how they see you, if this is like, then it's so hard to let go of them and release them, because you don't know how to see yourself. You're like, it's so lonely at first. Like, I'm really going to just share the truth of this. It's so lonely at first, because you don't know to make out who you are outside of that dynamics, right? And slowly, as you let them go, and the universe really helps you, once you decide that you are done with this and you want help, and you ask God, you always ask Divinity for help. Be like, take this over. I don't know how to do it. And make sure to say, or ask, like, ask for truly what you want. I always want it to be with ease and delight, and just with ease, right? Whatever that way will look like. And I always say, in an easy, effortless way, right? Where it feels delightful and I can breathe, right? So I request for what I want to feel as it's going to be released, because I know it's going to be answered. And then it happens. Once that happens, the loneliness takes over, and you don't know who you are anymore. You start to try to make out, like, who am I in this dynamics? Like, what am I? Am I really as bad as they said I am? Am I better? And then you start to be really ashamed of thinking that you're good. And you start to wonder if you're the narcissist. This is so typical. You start to ponder if you're the narcissist. You start to look, maybe you're the narcissist. I mean, you caused them so much pain, evidently. You're the reason they're miserable. You're the reason that they're a victim of their life. You're the reason. So maybe you're the narcissist. And you go through all that, and you start to ponder. It's basically, you drive yourself insane. You go completely crazy. You drive yourself insane. You're terrified. You're crying. You're unsure, and there's no one supporting you with your decision, especially if you're with a narcissist that's like really good in the outside world. Like, everyone's like, oh my God, this person's lovely. Like, they're so helpful. They help everyone. They give advice. People love him or love her. They spend so much time. She's entertaining. He's entertaining. He helps the poor. He's a doctor. He donates to the shelters. Whatever the persona on the outside will make you doubt. Okay, whatever it is, because the outside world is seeing something different than what you are experiencing. You are actually experiencing truth. You're gonna feel all that, and that's okay. Just know it's okay. So many of us, including me, have gone through this, and the last narc that I released myself of was just a few months ago. The big one, the main one, the one that I refuse to see. So this is the thing. When you refuse to see the truth meaning, this person is a narcissist, even though everything is telling you, you can't call people narcissists. It's really, really bad. And I am assuming these are narcissistic people that have come up with this thing. So because you can't really diagnose narcissists, they will never go in for diagnosis because they think they're better than God. And if they do go to therapy, which a lot of them do, is they end up gaslighting the therapist and letting the therapist see them as wonderful and you as crazy. So anyway, but you can call it out for yourself. You have that freedom. You have that right to say, this person is a narcissist. You're going to cry. You're going to feel awful because you're like, I'm judgmental. What's wrong with me? I'm judging somebody. Screw it. Between you and you, you have the freedom to say what you want. Between you and God, you have the freedom. God's not going to punish you. Okay? Nothing. Forget this whole punishment thing and this whole karma like coming back to bite you in the butt. This is between you and you. This is your path to freedom. Yours. Your self-acceptance. Your acceptance of everything. You're going to call it out for yourself. It doesn't mean you have to leave them immediately. It doesn't mean anything. You don't have to be terrified of it. It's just clarity. Don't ever be scared of narcissists. They're just idiots. Okay? In reality, they're idiots. Really, go watch our playlist, Expanding Past Narcissistic Abuse. It's amazing. So you're going to say, I call it out. This person is a narcissist. The truth of them, they're a narcissist, meaning this is who they are, and they're choosing not to evolve because it scares the hell out of them, and I'm not here to show them because that's what I've tried to do my whole life with them and every one of them, and I'm done, right? You call it out. They are a narcissist. You're going to feel judgmental and guilty. That's okay. That's okay. The version of you that's all like, oh my God, you're judging someone else. Oh my God, no, maybe you're the narcissist. Comfort her. Pour light on her. Let her know she's safe to feel this way. That's cool. Not a big deal. Now, this is going to happen with a lot of people in your life because you have always reflected who you are through the eyes of narcissists. So how can you let them go? And they're going to it's going to feel like most of your world are narcissistic. It's because you would identify who you are through narcissism. Why? Because you judge yourself that way. Okay? This is how you self-reflect. Between you and you, you're like, well, I'm not that good. If only, I'm a phony. I'm not really that kind. They think I am, but I'm not. But you have all this language inside. So of course your surrounding is that because they're reflecting back to you what you believe about yourself, confirming it, even though if you're struggling with it. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Okay? You might be like, no, that's not true. But just you have to know truth. If you can know truth, you're free. Right? We can't gaslight ourselves anymore. Like we gaslight ourselves so much, right? So much. Like, oh, but they still love me because when they did this and they did that, I'm just too much maybe for them sometimes. Sometimes I'm this, sometimes I'm too active, sometimes I'm too hyper, sometimes I'm too quiet, sometimes I'm whatever. Gaslighting yourself, right? Gaslighting the truth. See the truth. So stop gaslighting yourself and start seeing the truth. My camera keeps cutting. So anywho, as you get rid of them, you're going to feel a loneliness. And this is perfect. This is amazing. The loneliness is the best place you can ever strive to go to because it's everything you've tried to get away from. Being alone and lonely and not belonging, not fitting in and not being loved. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel isolated. You're going to doubt yourself. All of it is going to show up. And when all of it shows up for you, please, my love, my darling, please don't fight against it. Don't band-aid it. Don't start rushing off looking for them. Just sit with yourself and take care of the versions of you that have been terrified to be alone, to not be lovable. And now you ask Divinity, take care of me, be with me, help me go through this, right? Make this as easy as possible. Release me from this trap, okay? And be kind to the pockets of energy, to the versions of you that are showing up, that need your attention because you've neglected them, because you've only seen yourself through the eyes of narcissists, right? Now they want to see themselves, these pockets of energy, want to actually be recognized through the eyes of love and empathy, through your eyes. You're the only one that can offer that. No other person can, because everybody's struggling with their own stuff. Nobody can offer you. Nobody, no matter how much somebody is going to give it to you, you're not going to accept it until you offer it to yourself, because you've been taking it from others. You've been looking for others to give it to you, and you've just come across narcissists to offer you that. Is this making sense? I hope this is making sense. Let them go. What happens then, just for you to know, it could take a week, it could take a month, it could take a year, it could take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It's so irrelevant. You're detoxing the body. The system is coming back to clarity. It's coming back to simplicity. It's coming back to, you're coming back into a space of trust. You're coming back into, well, but who am I? Who am I to me? How do I perceive myself? You start to do that. In time, when you're like, go through the missing or go through the sadness, which I still go through, I'm like, oh my God, like I miss those people. And to even contemplate going back or reaching out or being with them, because you found yourself and now you can see yourself through your eyes, your body won't be able to even handle trying to be around them. And even if you are around them, you will never be the same person again. They can't take anything away from you. You can't give them any part of you anymore. You can't even see yourself through their eyes. You start to see them for who they are, and you feel rejuvenated. So don't be afraid of it, okay? Because fear is narcissism. Fear is an illusion. It's such an illusion. Fear happens up here. It happens in our thoughts. It happens in our mind, right? This is the fear. The interpretation of the consequence, the interpretation of what this means happens up here. It's not real, right? It's not real at all. So I just wanted to share that. I hope this is making sense to everyone. It's just, there's so many directions and different ways to approach it, but I really wanted to share this. I've gone through it myself, and then I had this entire challenge to offer you these insights and support in this specific dynamics, which a lot of empaths have gone through. A lot of us have gone through that, and that's okay. That's okay, right? It's because we were lost. We didn't know ourselves. These dark angels had to show up, to reflect back to us how awful we are and how much we're gaslighting ourselves and how awful we are to ourselves and how much we cannot see ourselves enough so and suffocate us enough to be like, I'm done. How about I use my eyes to reflect back myself to me? And if you're with a covert narcissist, my heart goes out to you. That is tough, hard to detect. I still have friends who are with covert narcissists. I just don't say anything. I keep it quiet because when I did mention, they kind of weren't accepting of it, and they tried to figure out other ways to figure what this person is, and then they just let it go because it's too painful to actually see, and they're better off staying there than actually taking that step. They'll lose too much. So, anywho, love you all so deeply, so much.